The views and opinions expressed in this podcast are those of the hosts and guests and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of the podcast platform, its affiliates, or even the hosts. The information provided is for general informational purposes only and should not be taken as legal, financial, or professional advice. The host and guests are not liable for any errors of omission in the content, nor for any losses, injuries, or damages arising from the use of the information provided. Listeners are encouraged to seek professional advice relevant to their specific circumstances.
Welcome, everyone, to Spotlight with that B, and this is episode 16. Man, I'm excited. I took a little break. I don't know if people noticed. I believe they did, because I did have a few people reach out to me and ask, well, when is the next episode? I've been waiting. So here it is. A lot has happened, I feel, from the last episode to this episode. I do have some new music I want to share with everyone, but before I get to the new music, I want to speak on some new events that I recently did while I took this little break. So I believe in my last episode, I did mention that I had something coming up, which was an event that was I believe it was 2-year anniversary for A Fly Guy, the DJ, spinning at Dante's as a special guest DJ. I did do that event. I was able to get a little bit of content to share with everyone. I thought it went very well. The crowd was definitely a lot larger than the last couple times I've seen him when he spins at Dante's Hi-Fi. Now, I thought that showed how much he's evolved as a DJ. And I even did a live on my IG and I spoke on it, where I was definitely saying that you could tell that not just with his curating, but with the energy he has now with his followers or with his fans when they come see him when he DJs. It was evident, at least to me it was, someone that has seen him already for a few years spinning at different locations. I think it was most evident because of the large crowd that showed up to give him support. So shout out to Fly Guy. I wanted to make sure that I mentioned that because that was one of the events that I went to go do. I had a really good time. I really enjoyed, again, the curating. I know myself and a big group around me, people I had no idea who they were, but that's okay because this is why I like these events. We were all singing and dancing and just enjoying the complete vibe. Now this was on a Tuesday or Wednesday. I don't remember exactly now because it's been weeks. But one of the other things that stood out was that the line was around the corner. I did take a video to show everyone. And to have that turnout in a location like Dante's Hi-Fi, man, that is definitely something to be proud of, because not everyone, and you could be a really famous DJ, but it doesn't necessarily mean that the Dante's crowd is going to support with first of all making that line, and second of all with making sure some of those people were in that line, I want to say, for like a good hour. So again, I feel like it was something that showed not just by the crowd but by the type of crowd that showed up, that he has definitely been accepted in the community, and definitely by the Dante's Hi-Fi in Miami crowd. So congratulations, Fly Guy. I'm super proud of you. I know he, like other DJs that I know and that I support, I see how hard he's working, and I do feel like it is paying off. So I also went to another event which had Fly Guy spinning as well, and there was a doo-wop, And this time it was at La Otra. You will see RG shooting up. Wait, it's this way. You will see RG shooting up videos and clips as I am telling y'all about these events. And it was content that I was able to grab while I was there. Now, this particular doo-wop, I had a few people reach out to me because they saw the content I posted online. I had a few people reach out and say, but who was the host? You know, what was the celebrity that was there? I'm going to be honest with you. It was one of the events. They don't always do an event where they have a host, a celebrity host. Or when they have a host, they don't always have that particular host perform. This particular event was one with no host. It was just headliner, Mike Gardner. Shout out to Mike. And the DJ, which was Fly Guy. What an amazing time did the Betty have? Let me tell you. I was singing, I was dancing, my body hurt the next day. The crowd and myself were vibing the entire time I was there. Now, when I got there, there was already a crowd. That should already have let me know how good it was going to be. Again, the music was phenomenal. Everyone was having such a good time. There was dance battles. There was, when certain songs were dropped, everyone was singing. The men, the women, it did not matter. And it is rare for me to get the entire crowd in the clips of everyone singing and everyone just completely vibing out. And then also getting the two main people that are throwing the event, and that's again Mike Gardner and Fly Guy, singing and dancing, and I did, and I got it for y'all. Ladies, I'm going to put you out there now. The ladies that are my friends that see the content with Mike Gardner and Fly Guy and are always asking me this question. The amount of ladies that do this is funny to me because the guys deserve it. They're both great guys. I do not know their situations. I don't know them that way, but yes, they are phenomenal men. So they're always like, get some more content with Mike and with Fly Guy. So I did. I did the best I could with what I had. And, with the lighting and whatnot. And also, I was there enjoying myself. There was a large portion of the night where I had my camera put away because I was just soaking in all the positivity and all the, again, good vibes. And if good vibes was an event, it was this event. I then saw online quite a few people expressing themselves in comments, and I think I saw somebody talking about it in the reel or whatnot, and they were saying how the exact words they used was, it was a complete vibe. And I agree. That is definitely the term that I would use for this particular event. So that kind of shows you guys, if it's a really good event, if the DJ is in tune with the crowd and even the promoter is in tune with what is going on and is also not all uptight and relaxed and enjoying himself, it actually makes it the event to be at, not just a regular event. And it also shows that you don't need a celebrity for it to be it is on and poppin' event. And this was, again, definitely that. The curating was spectacular. The crowd was a really good crowd. Nobody was uptight. Again, there was men singing and dancing. That is rare. And again, the women were also singing, dancing. I didn't see anybody, causing problems or there just to antagonize anything or a situation. So again, an amazing doo-wop. They have different locations that they're doing the doo-wops at, I've noticed. One location is the Urban. Another location is La Otra. And then they have another place, which is the new spot, that one is called Luna Sol. So the next event will be at Luna Sol. And that is, and I got a little clip for you guys, that is going to be this event right here, which is going to be the after party for the Jagged Edge show here in Miami Beach on the 29th of November, which I will be attending. And that particular event has Jagged Edge, and the opening acts are Lloyd and Eric Bellinger. I cannot wait. It is going to blow my entire mind and make my entire month. Yeah. So, and that particular one, that after party will be at Luna Sol. Shout out to Headliner once again. The doo-wops that they are putting together, I really, really, truly enjoy. I enjoy them just as much as a CQ event, or just as much as, of course, anything R&B money. So with that, if the doo-wop comes to your town, I strongly suggest that you do it. Now, I only have one request, and that is, for me, I think all these events I'm going to, each and every time I'm there, I think this. There needs to be a doo-wop, but a This Week in R&B doo-wop, with the host being Bobby Outside, Bobby New, and Cosign the Connect. Marcos Antonio Palacios. I think that's his name, right? Marcos. So I think them bringing their vibe, Bobby's voice, and Cosign's, musical talents, and both their charisma to the event would be. So I hope that happens. I know I mentioned it to somebody, and I really hope they take me serious, and I really hope they take the guys serious, and I really hope it happens and that opportunity is given, because I think that would be bananas. So now we're going to go on to new music. So, new music alert. So I was waiting on something to drop, and it did. And it was just as amazing as I thought the entire thing would be. So shout out to JD and Finesse for their new joint, which is a banger, banger, banger. I knew it was going to be. I knew when I heard that little clip, I knew that this was going to be Banger City. And that is Money and Peace. Again, I got a little, I got a little clip for you guys of the song. It has got to be one of my favorite songs out right now. I listen to it multiple times per day. It already has its own playlist on my Apple Music. For me to come back to Apple Music, it takes a lot. And, there's two things that had me come back. One is Money and Peace, and the other is another phenomenal song that came out, and I'm like, yes! And that's new music from Tank. None other than the general himself, the authority, or one half of the authority of all things R&B. His new song is called Control. Yeah, baby. Oh yeah. You need all the control in the world. I'm loving the visuals, and I love the song. Everyone is like, oh, well, of course you're gonna like the song because you love you some Tank. Yes, I do. Why, yes, I do. But it is a phenomenal work of art. This song, I'm really digging. I'm not too big on the whole control and a man having control, but sometimes as a lady, if you really love the man, you will relinquish control, with no problems. So I really like the song. you knew I was going to have to mention it here on my spotlight. I'm going to say it one more time. Tank blows my mind, not just with his pen, but blows my mind with his vocals. So he is one of my top favorite artists, and it isn't just because of his buffness. It is really because of his charisma and his personality and that amazing talent he has. So congratulations, Tank, on another banger. I have my ear to these streets, the internet streets, but I do have my ear to these streets, and everybody is loving it. And I love that everyone is giving you your kudos because you deserve it. And now he's back on Broadway in Hell's Kitchen and blowing that up. So I wish him nothing but the best and continued success. I really, really do. He deserves it. So does Jay. So does Bobby. So does Cosign. But when they put him on number 67, I would think it was, for whatever R&B list or R&B artist list, I was in my feelings. And it is because he puts out content like Control that I really do feel that was a huge faux pas for whomever created that list. I did not agree with that placing. So, yeah. So moving on. Next song I want to talk about is, or next album I want to talk about is De La Soul. Shout out to De La Soul. Shout out to DJ Maceo. Shout out to Pasta Noose. I have met them both multiple times at this point, and I think they're phenomenal artists. First of all, they're phenomenal, genuine, excellence, incarnate men. Not only have I met their wives, and I've met some of, Maceo's sons, Adante's, and it's just, they're just so humble to be so talented, and they're also one of my all-time favorite, in my top 5 hip-hop groups. And if you know me and you've listened to my lives, and part of my brand is I'm not just R&B, I'm hip hop. And when I say hip hop, this is the hip hop I'm talking about. So now that they have this new album, I read somewhere that it's their 10th studio album. Congratulations, guys. Again, I'm hearing all the feedback and I agree with it, but I love me some De La Soul. I could listen to De La Soul all day long. It is another, I think this album, but I love all their albums. So I don't know if it's fair, but I think this album, I don't know. I'm feeling awards in my soul for them, and I hope it happens because I think it deserves it. I know that they did this for Dave. I've seen interviews, and I've seen them discussing things, and I know that it was also a way for them to express the way they've been feeling, and to, in a way, find a little bit of closure with his loss. And I think he would be super proud. I got emotional, so please give me a second. These two gentlemen definitely deserve all the support they're getting and more. Again, not only are they super talented, but they are genuinely really good souls. I adore them. So I'm so happy I get to spotlight them. The album, I don't know if I mentioned it, but it's called Cabin in the Sky. Again, De La Soul, new album. Cop that, because it is good. And I'm glad everybody is, giving them their kudos too and being like, yo, this is good, because it is. Just like with Tank and Control, it is a really good song. So let's see. So next song I'm going to pick is actually an Omarion song. So I've mentioned before, I like Omarion, and I think I have mentioned it in my lives. I wasn't sure if I happened to maybe just quickly mention it in my last new music alert, but I actually got a clip. Oops, sorry, this way. I actually got a clip of the song, the single. I forgot what they call it. Like the first single that's coming out for his new album, which he's going to be calling O2, and it's going to be released in 2026. So the song is called For War. I'm liking it. I know I saw him on a live he did. And let me just say this. I really like the way he tries to build on his community. The way he does his, he'll do reels and he'll do lives where not only is he sharing his talent, but he's really trying to communicate with his followers. And I really dig that. I think that is definitely the way to keep community and to keep followers wanting to support you. So I wanted to make sure that I mentioned that. So one of the lives he did on IG was him play. It was kind of like a listening party with his followers, and I was in the chat, of course. And he was asking, what do you guys, think about this new music? And we were giving him the feedback. So I do remember, out of the songs he played as a couple, but out of the songs he played, For War, FOR, War, is the one that stood out to me because of the lyrics. They really did get me emotionally. So I believe that is why I liked that particular song out of the ones he played for us. But I do want to say this. Now, I've always I like Entourage. I'm always singing to everybody. Icebox and all that. So I do like his songs. I'm not used to a lot of the B2K stuff, but because I'm of a different era than him, so I don't know a lot of his catalog as far as B2K, and I do know he's going to start touring again. Congratulations to him for that. And I do want to say this: the new music, though, he played for us, I did have a different feel, and it felt more mature. And I think that's why these songs, the new songs, stood out to me. So again, I hope he does really well with this new album, and I hope the tour goes great for him and B2K. I feel at times when there's a lot of this chatter online of who's better than who or whatever, I feel a lot of times he doesn't get acknowledged the way he should, because I do feel like he is a phenomenal artist as well. And he's also an amazing dancer. So I know a lot of times we'll do a lot of these comparisons, but let's not take away that the people that you are comparing him to are like freaking legends. So yeah. So anyway, shout out to Omarion. I really like the song. Again, it's called For War. I got the clip for you guys. Wait, where's my hand facing? This way. I got the clip for you guys. And I really like the song. So I'm actually looking forward to when he releases the entire album. So maybe I could continue to spotlight all the content he's putting out there. I do follow him. I suggest you follow him on IG. He definitely has interesting content. I'm always entertained, so I'm sure you all will be as well. So let's see. So we did JD. Just to do a quick recap before I mention my last thing, and then I'm out. So we have Money and Peace. Jermaine Dupri and Finesse, I think that's going to win an award. It should. I say this often. I know that I have commented this to JD. I feel that his nickname should be Midas, for the Midas touch. Because I swear to God, everything this man touches as far as musically, because I don't know him personally like that, but probably that too. But I feel everything he touches turns to gold. And this song is... And I see everybody, including people in the industry, I see their feedback, and everybody is raving about it, as they should, because it's phenomenal. So we have that. We have De La Soul, Cabin in the Sky. We have Omarion for War. The last song we have is actually from Summer Walker's new album, which I love the new album. I thought it was really, really good. And of course, the song I'm going to talk about is Baby, because it is a collab with none other than Breezy. I love it. I love the lyrics. I love the song. I love their vocals together. I love duets. So, yeah. I got a clip for you guys with that too. So I wanted to quickly mention that. I know that the last thing that they need is promo, but I wanted to mention it because I remember when I went to Breezy Bowl, there was different people that gave their feedback, and I remember I said I really enjoyed Summer Walker's performance. I enjoyed everybody's performance. Summer, I enjoyed Bryson Tiller, and I enjoyed Breezy. And when I mentioned Summer and their performance, I know a couple people were like, yeah, I'm not really into her. I don't know why. I think she's phenomenal, and I really did enjoy her performance. I was actually impressed with her and Bryson because I was expecting less, and I felt I got way more. So, anyways, and you all already know I'm Team Breezy all day, so anything with Breezy on it, I am going to talk about it, make a big deal about it. It's going to be on my playlist. I'm going to post it in my reels and in my stories and all that. So then here it is. Again, the song is called Baby. Check it out. I really enjoy it. Chris Brown, you keep releasing all that stuff. Woo! So the last thing I want to mention is I was able to link up this past weekend with two of my good friends, my real homies, and that is DJ Active and Yamin All World. So for those that aren't familiar with Yamin is part of the Roots crew. So not only was I super duper happy because I got to hang out for a couple hours with my friends, but it was actually in an environment where I had told them a couple years back. This is why my friends are so special to me. I know one of the things in conversation that I have mentioned to Active is that exactly what happened this past weekend, I had envisioned in my mind. And that was to be able to be back there with the homies, with my gang, as they're doing their thing. And again, for those that don't know, Yamin is a host. Oh, he's a really good MC. I mean, he's a producer, he's a manager, he does everything. But his main thing is being a host and being on the mic. And it was a Harbor View closing event. I did get some content, and some pics of Yamin on the mic, and I think he's one of the best DJs out there right now. He's not the best, but he's one of the best, because I have a lot of really good DJ friends. And to see Active, which is DJ Active, and to see Active in his element, with the scratching and the looking for the stuff. And then also on the mic, I mean, I was in heaven. And I know that that very thing is what I asked for. And I'm going to be honest, my homies, you gave me a Christmas present, an early Christmas present, because I was loving it. I was dancing. I was singing along. I had to, at times, as I was getting my content, remind myself to cerrar la boca, because, which is close my mouth, because I was just so into it. Again, I was dancing, I was singing, I was rapping. And then I had to remember the mics were live. So I had to be like, oh, wait a minute. The mic is going to catch my singing and stuff. So anyways, I had an amazing time. I did get some content for you guys. RG's going to pull it up, show you a little bit here and there. It was at a location I had never been to in Miami, which is called Gecko, and it's a steakhouse. It's an Asian-inspired steakhouse from what I saw. It's in downtown Miami. It was a really nice spot. I did have some interaction with the staff, and it was good interactions. I had no complaint, or no complaints. Again, I got to see my friends. I thank them so much for the opportunity to once again be able to just be one of the people that is there with them, and to witness and be in awe of their just phenomenal curating, their, their talents. So I do appreciate Active and Yamin for inviting me, and for, bringing all that joy to me, because if you know me, you know I love DJing. I'm the DJ whisperer. I love music. I love being around my friends who are very musically inclined, and it definitely, a term I would use was, the entire night was nothing but high vibrations. The music, the energy, I really enjoyed it. I try my best every time that Active comes into town, or even Yamin, and I am able to attend, to get content to show people. If they come to your town, if they come to your state with one of their events, because they both do events, sometimes together, I highly recommend that you attend. I know I do. I try my best. And the other thing I want to point out is, a lot of times their events are private events. So when you have an opportunity to see them and it's not a private event, or, when you have the opportunity, like, if you're lucky, you get to go to one of the private events, either way, do it. Because it is definitely a time to be had. Let me think. I think this is all I wanted to discuss today. I appreciate everyone, the views, the support, the DMs telling me to keep going. My friends who are constantly encouraging me to continue to do these events, to continue to promote the people that I promote. I see you, I hear you, and I really appreciate you all. I know that there's different things I want to talk about in my next episode, which will be episode 17, which are different things that are now occurring, but I wanted to make sure that I mentioned all of this in this episode, because all these other things happening and occurring, I'm going to mention in the next. There's a lot of changes and a lot of pivoting happening. I shouldn't be surprised, because a lot of the people I know have a really good mind for business and a really good business sense. And with changing times, you definitely have to pivot. Before I go, before I say my goodbyes, I want to mention this. I'm super proud of the guys from This Week in R&B. I want to make sure that everybody is aware that they have a new page. Please subscribe to the new page. They have so much really good content. I'm still promoting them as well as the R&B Money podcast, but I know that there seems to be a little bit of a confusion with, are they the same page? Are they both or are they two different pages? So I'm letting you know once again, it is two different channels, two different pages, two different. They are together, they are one, but yet they are separate. So if you want the content that you see me, that I continue to promote and do reels for and whatnot and talk about, you're gonna have to follow and subscribe their page, This Week in R&B, on YouTube. I see a whole bunch of us already follow, which I still promote too, and I'm still in there and, you know, in the chat and doing reels for the R&B Money podcast. But we need to put that same energy that we do for the Valentine and Tank. We need to put that same energy also for This Week in R&B, for Bobby New and Cosign. They both deserve it. And again, their content and their talent should speak for itself, but just in case, it's phenomenal. I wouldn't be hyping it up as much as I did if it wasn't everything I'm saying it is. So I wanted to make sure that I mentioned that one more time. Yeah. Everybody, I'm out. See you guys. And actually, because there's holidays coming up, I'm not going to stick to the 2-week schedule. So let's see when I decide to do the next spotlight, but it will be episode 17. And it'll definitely be informative and hopefully entertaining. So, I will catch you all next time. Spread love, be kind to others, and have an amazing day, night, whenever it is that you watch this. Peace.